Hey guys, Josh here, and today I'm going to be talking about things that I hate. So earlier this week, like right over here, there was a giant spider in my room. Okay, not giant, probably like this big, so still pretty big. And of course I killed it, because otherwise it was going to wrap me up in my sleep in a big web and then suck my insides out. That's how spiders eat, just in case you didn't know. But so, this one spider got me thinking about some other things that I really hate. And I'm a pretty peaceful person most of the time. There's not a lot that I hate. But there's a couple of things that I certainly wouldn't shed any tears over if they suddenly ceased to exist. So, once I become supreme overlord of the universe, it'll happen. Just wait. Here's a short list of things that I will remove from existence before I do anything else. But really, anything else. First order of business here.
If it bleeds, you can kill it.
Now, these creepy are supposed to bring joy and happiness into children's lives, not give them nightmares. In real life, there's nothing wrong with clowns. They just really give me the heebie-jeebies for some reason. So, whenever I see a clown, or one of those terrifying, creepy clown dolls, I'm talking to you, Chucky, getting blown up or lit on fire or shot in the face or just beaten up on Supernatural, which is one of my favorite TV shows, my heart grows a size or two just from the sheer sadistic pleasure of seeing an awful creation destroyed. If your profession is a clown, sorry, but you're not going to be invited to any of my birthday parties. So, they're not really a thing so much as an inappropriate reaction by your body. I'd still get rid of them if I could. I have quite a few allergies, so I have a personal vendetta here. I'm violently allergic to kiwi, bananas, and avocado, in that order. When I was in Lithuania, I actually went to the hospital because there was some kiwi baked into a cake. And I hadn't had a real bite of kiwi in about 15 years, so I had no idea that they tasted like that. And I was a teenage boy. How many teenage boys do you know that will look at what they're eating before they shovel it into their mouths? I'm also allergic to pretty much all of the nuts, except for peanuts. Go figure. But nuts don't give me a really bad reaction, it's just uncomfortable itching in my throat, and the doctor says that it could get worse, so I just avoid them. And there's spring and fall allergies. Balls to them. I hate all the sneezing and itching eyes and blah.
I have a
terrible fear of spiders. Come on, we live in the country now. It's time to work through this irrational, paralyzing terror.
It's not irrational.
Would anybody object if I tore this floor out?
But really, spiders are not fun. Like, I have clinical arachnophobia, and so I have trouble even watching the Aragog scenes in Harry Potter 2. But so this one time when I lived in India, I got in the shower. No big deal. Just taking my shower, yeah. Everything was fine and dandy until I looked up at the ceiling while rinsing my hair out. But no, really, I just kind of crept out of the shower, and then I went and found my dad and made him go into the bathroom and kill it. But then, like in all of those horrible home videos where they try to kill a big spider, it falls off the ceiling and lands like right among them, and so they're all scrambling and screaming and trying to kill it. After we did finally kill it though, I ended up like checking my entire bathroom over for spiders before I got back into the shower.
Even the scorpion's deadly sting is powerless against this invincible, organized army.
Only from the outside is it possible to get an idea of the nest's true size. This is the epicenter of the swarm's brain, where millions of individuals form a network that's wired through pheromones. Like the individual cells that make up the human brain, individual driver ants aren't especially intelligent. But linked together, they become a highly adaptable and resourceful mind. an ant superbrain.
But in all seriousness, this is my response to that. As awful as my fear of spiders is, my terror of ants is so much more profound. Like, I probably have psychosis level of fear here. Although, this fear, I think, has some pretty solid basis in my past. Storytime, yay! So again, this happened in India, in the shower. Well, this time as I was finishing my shower. Quick bit of background about ants first, before the storytime. In America, ants are usually like small and black, and if they bite, it doesn't really hurt much. It's just like a little sting or a pinprick or something. It's not a big deal. In India, however, there are two kinds of ants that are really common. There's like these light brownish tan ones that are probably about this big, and they're all over trees and like all over big dirt mounds, and I was told that they bite really hard and it really stinks to get bitten by them. So needless to say, I avoided all of them like the plague, which isn't very hard because they're really easy to see. No way in hell am I letting one of those things bite me. But the second kind of ant is the one that you find in your house like when you leave food out and stuff. These ants are tiny, like maybe 1 millimeter long. And they're like a dark brownish, reddish kind of color, and so they're basically invisible all the time. Which is awful because they also bite, and it burns. Like, I'm talking take a needle and stab yourself and then soak it in salty lemon juice from a tiny ant. And back to the dramatic story. So, I grabbed my towel to dry off after my shower, and I always start with my face and then move on to the rest of my body. So I'm drying my face off when my hands start to kind of prick and burn, and then my face starts pricking and burning. Now, I had been bitten by these ants like 1 or 2 times in the past, so I knew what was going on. I throw my towel against the shower and I jump out to the sink, and I like have ants all over my hands and face. Like probably only 20, and that doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when you have 20 ants leaving fire and pain all over your face and hands, 20's a lot. So I kill all of the ants that I can see on my hands and face, but it's still burning like crazy. Are you listening, kids? Because this is the part where science comes in handy. Thankfully, just like the week before or something, we had learned in chemistry about organic acids and how you can neutralize them if you mix them with alcohols. We'd also learned in biology that a lot of insects, most ants included, use methanoic acid, which is one of those nifty organic acids in their bites to kind of make it more painful. So right there on my bathroom counter, I had a big bottle of Listerine, so I grab it and unscrew the cap and I just pour it all over my hands and just start scrubbing it into these bites. Now, you'd think that rubbing alcohol into a wound would hurt a lot, but if it did, it hurt far less than the profound relief it gave almost immediately. So then I did the same thing to my face. I squeezed my eyes shut, mostly because I had some bites on my eyelids too, and so I could barely open my eyes as it was. And I just start rubbing Listerine into my face, all over. A few seconds later, all of the burning had stopped, and I just had a bunch of little tiny bumps all over my face and hands where the ants had bit me. Burning's gone, now I just smell like wintergreen. Pretty sure that I did actually light that towel on fire right there in the shower, and then I did a tribal dance and offered those tiny little awful ants to the fire gods. And then I sprayed my entire bathroom with ant spray. And probably my room too. In hindsight, we probably should have used some hazard tape on my room. So, like I said, pretty short list. I'm not a hateful person, but I hope you enjoyed this, and maybe some of you will agree with these things. Let me know if you have any horror stories down in the comments below. And if you like any of these things, well, I'm sorry, we can't be friends. No, I'm totally kidding. To each their own. Just keep your clown masks in your closet at home. Or in a volcano. Either one works. So, what did we learn? Having an allergy means that your body hates you. Clowns should never have been invented. Spiders will drink your insides. Ants are literally the spawn of Satan, complete with pitchforks and fire. And even high school chemistry can save your life. On that note,